Hi, I chose to do my informative speech about hummingbirds. I have always found hummingbirds to be interesting, and when I see one I get an immediate smile upon my face. I remember when I was younger, the first time I saw a hummingbird, I thought it was a tiny little fairy flying in the sky. In my speech, I will tell you some interesting facts about hummingbirds, along with how to attract and feed them. A quotation about hummingbirds from an unknown source that I really liked is, "Hummingbirds dart lightly through the world, spreading its message of joy and beauty, and leading us to appreciate the wonder and magic of everyday existence. Hummingbirds bring the gift of joy. Learn to laugh and be happy." Some interesting facts about hummingbirds are that some are as small as 3 inches long and can weigh from 2.4 to 4.5 grams on average, which is about equivalent to holding a quarter in the palm of your hand. Male hummingbirds are the tiniest warm-blooded animals on the planet. Females need to be a bit larger to produce eggs. How hummingbirds got their name was inspired by the humming sound that their wings make when it goes from about 80 to 100 beats per second. If you think about it, in the time it takes you to blink your eyes, a hummingbird already flapped its wings up to 100 times, which is amazing. Hummingbirds eat the nectar from flowers and small insects for protein. They feed 5 to 8 times per hour, but only for 30 to 60 seconds at a time. Hummingbirds can fly forwards, backwards, and upside down briefly at speeds up to 47 miles per hour. According to a research study, hummingbirds were found to fly 500 miles non-stop across the Gulf of Mexico on their migration. Prior to starting their migration, they increased their body weight by 50%, storing energy as fat to burn while crossing. The average lifespan of hummingbirds is approximately 3 to 5 years, although it has been recorded that they can live up to 12 years. Hummingbirds can be very aggressive, which is surprising because they're so little and cute, but they have been known to attack much larger birds, including blue jays, crows, and even hawks, especially when it comes to protecting their young. Females are in charge of selecting nesting spots and building the nest. They build nests of different materials such as spiderweb, fluffy plant fibers, and animal hair. I looked on the National Federal Registry of Endangered Species website, and it showed that the Honduran emerald hummingbird is on the endangered species list. I will now discuss tips on attracting and feeding hummingbirds. When selecting a feeder, you do not need to buy the most expensive top-of-the-line feeder because the birds are very adaptable and will drink from virtually any container. One thing to keep in mind when you go to the store is that you want to make sure it's a bright color, the feeder that is. Also, important considerations are you want to make sure that the feeder is durable, that it's going to be easy to clean and easy to refill, and its resistance to common problems such as dripping, insects, and larger birds. To prepare a feeding solution, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is combine 4 parts of water to 1 part of white table sugar. It's so super easy to prepare, super cheap, and very similar to natural nectar from flowers. Commercial feeder mixes are usually advertised as instant nectar, and they're not recommended because they tend to contain additives such as dyes, preservatives, and flavorings, which is not healthy for the hummingbirds. Hummingbirds do not have a sense of smell, and they locate their food purely by eyesight. This is why they are attracted to bright colored flowers and feeders. There is no need to add artificial dyes to the nectar that you make, because the color of the feeder is enough to catch the eye of the hummingbirds. A research article that I looked up about hummingbird feedings showed that their favorite flowers include cardinal flowers, impatiens, hollyhock, petunias, geraniums, gladiolas, and trumpet vine. Thank you so much for listening to my speech about these fascinating little creatures.